That was quick. Let's say hello. And put a stone there. Let's turn on the coordinates. And look at the game info. Okay, regular game, 6.5 points to Komi. Playing Banshee. It's an unusual approach. Usually they approach from a little further away. I guess it's like a 3-3 invasion. I go here, he goes here. Except I can only build the wall in this direction. I can't build it in this direction. But that probably doesn't matter, since the normal strategy is to attack the wall anyway. Oh, he doesn't build the wall. Okay. In that case, I can keep the corner this way. And there's still a cut there. Let's see, if I do a 2-space jump and he curls around, I hane. If he keeps with the, if he hanes back, well, no, he curls. So I jump, he curls, I extend, he hanes, I cut, and he saves that stone. Then I can take this stone. So I'll do a 2-space jump here. I don't think that's a particularly good move, but you have to look at, when someone plays like this, you have to look at the most aggressive possible response to your move. Because that's the kind of style of play that he's got here. Okay, so let's make an enclosure in this direction. We can weaken the value of these stones here, reduce the value of these stones here, our capability of expanding. Then after that, I could take the large extension here, or I could approach his corner. I think approaching his corner is big. Let's do that. Okay, hane's on top, indicating he wants to build influence in this area. Let's see, normally they just pull back there. I'm going to connect solidly. I mean, I thought they just pulled back. Okay, so he approaches over here. So we will kick. And then we will pincer because he didn't, because we can. I mean, I've got 2 stone wall here. I can play that extension. He can play this extension. So let's see, if I extend up here, and he cuts, where does the ladder go? Ladder goes here. Also have the cut, the counter cut there. Aha, so he likes to descend to the second line. So I'm going to treat those as small moves. Actually, I do need to worry a little bit about this group. So let's cap here, and that also strengthens my cornerstones. When they're surrounded on both sides, this is not a completely safe formation. Yeah, and if he wants to crawl along the second line, I will let him do that. Okay, he jumped in there anyway, so I think I can eliminate that stone. I think it doesn't work here. Okay, so he gives it up immediately. Okay, again, I'm going to treat that as a small move and approach over here. Okay, so he took too wide an extension there. I can jump in the corner, I guess. later maybe. Okay, so let's take a let's approach here on this side. Build this side, limiting his scope there. I guess the normal move here would have been to extend out on this side, so probably something I should have played. So he jumps in the middle there. He's not worried that this stone is too close. The stone is cut off from everything, and this stone is a little bit too far from the corner, I mean. So I should be fine over here. He's just Mr. Aggressive. Well, I have trouble against these aggressive players, so this will be a good practice game for me. Try and get used to this style. Don't let yourself get pushed around too much. Take the big points. Fight back when you are when black overplays. He was also playing pretty quickly. That's those two things. Fast moves and aggressive play are often the cause of downfall in my games. Let's look at territory while we're waiting for him to move. He's got a chunk of territory here and a chunk over here. He hasn't really secured this corner over here. He left it open. And he hasn't really secured this corner over here. Okay, so he's strengthening those stones. I'll respect that. Let's strengthen mine. Okay, if I drop down here and he wedges, Atari, he extends, and I can't connect on both sides. Okay, so let's connect solid. Yep, so now he's gone out there. Let's extend up. Okay, let's do something to his corner now. We've got a wall there. Let's see if we can use that in some way. If I play here, he'll probably Hane, extend, cut. He'll go after these stones, turn. Let's try this. I mean, this stone is a little too far from the corner. Okay, so he went underneath. Well, that's kind of interesting. So I can play on top here, I guess. And then get a wall along here. Okay, so let's take a big extension here. Yeah, he jumps in the middle, of course. He, of course, jumps in the middle. So I can take this stone, Atari, extend, take, if I want to. He can Atari my stones. I connect here or here, and he runs out. Let's start with the cap over here. Just wondering if I can do a move that's useful to protect one of these cuts. Say he cuts here, I go here, he extends. Tari, run it into a stone like here. He cuts here, go here, he extends. Go here, he extends, runs into this stone. Yeah, this stone is useful to protect this area here. And it's useful to cap this stone. He can run out through the elephant's eye there. See if that's what he wants to do. So where have I got any territory? I have this corner here, I think, although he can, of course, steal most of it by pushing through here. So a little bit there. He can steal most of this corner, so a little bit over here. And a little bit in here, maybe. Some potential on the inside. So territory-wise, black is ahead at this point. He's starting to turn this area into territory. Okay, yeah, I'm going to descend here. Let's see if I can do something with my influence then. Let's go ahead and stop him here at this point. Interesting, yeah, he started out playing really fast, but now he's starting to think, I guess. Seems pretty normal just to connect here. I would probably respond to that with a move like h3, make sure I have a solid connection there. Then he could try running this out. I guess I could try and keep it surrounded with knight's moves. He goes here instead of going there. I go here, just X to cap this area. He goes there. What a nut. What a nut. Okay, so just jump out or knight's move here. Turn here. How about the shoulder hit over here? And then jump out. Okay, now let's seal this area off here. I will connect solidly there. And Hane here. So, should I Hane here first? Okay, let's look at the double Hane. The double Hane, he cuts I extend, and that guy is not going anywhere. So I double honey, he cuts here, I connect, and he can extend out or go after this stone. Drives it this way or up this way. Let's double honey. Okay, so he extended. I was going to Atari this stone. Okay, let's take and like I said, I will connect here. Then let's extend this way. This stone is going to be isolated next, so then we will honey or Atari here and catch this stone. So I think I'm building nicely in this area. Did give him a giant corner. Okay, so now let's start playing down here. Or is this too soon? Turn here is pretty big as well. The double honey again. He cuts. I think I don't want to allow that cut. Let's extend once. Then, yeah, I'd like to cap over here. Over here in this area, I'd like to cap him. So now let's secure this corner. Make sure this group, which is cut off now, I want to make sure it's alive. Turn here looks pretty big. Okay, he protected over here. Let's get this Atari in over here. And then the corner. Let's protect this corner here. Well, the turn here and the turn here also look really big, huh? Okay, so he jumps in the middle. That's cool. Let's do a shoulder hit on the 11th line. The old 11th line shoulder hit. And see where those stones want to run to. He wants to cross cut. Okay, so if I just extend here, I'm betting that stone has nowhere to run to. And if he Ataris this stone down, that's okay. Or should I extend here first? Where does this stone? This stone runs into my stone. Yeah, let's extend here first. This guy still might get cut off. Then we'll extend over here. So he is cut off. What I want to do before he gets too far is to throw something out here. Don't want him to claim all of this territory as his own. He may think of that as his own, but it's not. Okay, and then let's turn here. Keep my corner. And extend all the way down here. So this guy's cut off. He can't bring these in to save it. So I think we're getting into the end game phase here, unless he figures out some new fighting ideas in the middle. No, it looks like end game. So I want to descend here, but he's going to have a monkey jump on this side. So in fact, yeah, the descent over here is not really helping me all that much, is it? I should protect this side. Connect. Okay, now the descends over here are big. Let's do this one, and this one. Yeah, I think I'm sacrificing that stone. Maybe that was worth more than I gave it credit for. Anyway, I'm going to also descend over here and start to do the hanes underneath. Could extend over here. Okay, he got that one in. Let's turn here. I want to keep this safe over here. So he is getting an extra push there. But I'm going to cut here next. So yeah, let's peep at that connection. Okay, I'll connect solidly on this side. And yeah, do I sacrifice the two stones and push through here? If I turn, he connects. Yeah, I think it's better to sacrifice those. And stop this incursion here. Okay. Okay, so let's connect over here. Make sure he doesn't have that cut. And this is an Atari, so he has to fix that. Maybe I should have thrown in first, huh? No, would it have mattered? I throw in, he takes, Atari, he fills in. Yeah, it's just alive over here because it's connected to all of that. Okay, so the descend over here forces him to respond. Okay, the cut here, Atari, he connects. And then I extend, he cuts. So after the Atari, let's go ahead and play this. Let's protect that cut there. And we'll protect here. Now this cut here is looking big. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Connect up. Okay, so we're into the end of the end game here. The Hane underneath. He cuts, I connect, he should protect. So I think that's Sente. Similarly, the Hane underneath over here. I think that's Sente. Maybe not. Well, I can, yeah, he decided to protect anyway. I was going to say I could extend my line of stones for quite a long ways and maybe it would cause damage over here. Okay, let's Atari here. And just connect up like that. Okay, yeah, this is the last chance here. I still have 2 liberties here, so I guess I get to connect. If he fills in, I'll have to connect, but I don't have to do that immediately. So how do we stand here territory-wise? Captures. He's captured 5 of my stones. And I have Comey, so that's about even. He's got this corner, this big side here. I have this corner, this area in the middle. I really don't know offhand who's ahead. I'd have to count. And let's see. It looks like this might be a forcing move. This is not, and this is not, but yeah, I'm running out of Sente moves. Let's see. Is this anything in here that... is there any throw in here that will kill this? It looks like he protected all of those spots. Okay, I have to be careful here. I Hane, and he Hane's back. I take. He extends up, or maybe he cuts. It's a bit dangerous. I'm going to play here. I can't tell if that was strictly necessary. But I feel more secure playing the Hane now. So the cut, I can drive it this way and capture it. Okay, yeah, there was that corner over there. And are we done here? This is not yet finished here. Let's fix that border. Okay. Now when I push in here, is he going to cut? I connect. Yeah, I push, he cuts. I connect, he extends, I Atari and take, or connect here, extend, Atari, take. So I can do that. Maybe that was a Dame move. And he filled in there. So I think we're done. Unless this is a cut I can do something with. I don't see. Peep here. I think he's protected his areas pretty well. And I think my weaknesses are covered. I don't think he has any ways to cut me. So let's pass. And we'll see what this adds up to. Well, I thought it was an interesting game, win or lose. If I get a chance, I will analyze it with Catago. But I still am having trouble with PandaNet not saving the games. So I'd like to be able to download the games and then go over it with the Catago. And I haven't been able to do that recently. So it looks like he's going to spend some time looking for any ways to play inside. Oh, he just filled in. Okay, I'm going to pass again. I mean, it took away an outside liberty, but I think I'm okay. He passed. Okay, here we go. We'll get to see the values soon. So let's mark these dead stones. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. So that looks like everything is completely filled in. We must be done. Won by 2.5 points. Yeah, okay, so that was a close game. I had a feeling it was close. And as I said, I will try and check it out with Catago, Sabaki and Catago, if I get a chance. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye. I ended up entering the game by hand since it was such an interesting game. I wanted to get some feedback on it from Catago here, and PandaNet still is not showing my games when I look on the game list. My most recent game is from 2 weeks ago. So, but anyway, I think I got it correctly here. I had the white pieces, played the 4-4 and the 4-3, and then he did this weird approach here. So the AI would block on this side. And now that I think about it, I mean, the move I played, if we back up, I blocked on this side. But if you block on this side, you still have influence on the right side down in this direction, and you keep the corner. So it makes sense now that I see it. And it's too early to say if a wall in this direction that I was starting to build was going to be useful or not. But then he didn't descend anyway, he turned, and so this is okay. And then here, the computer really likes the Hane here, and this is a move that pops up throughout the game, well, the next 30 moves or so, as the move I should have played in this situation. Instead I did the jump here, but even now it wants me to come back and follow up with the Hane here, and it also thinks that black should extend there when black has the chance to extend to E15. So that's just a hot spot, I guess, in this local setup here, and I should have played it, and black should have played it as well. If you look at the graph, you'll see that we're going to be going back and forth around the midpoint here, and then it turns in my direction. These evaluations up here are positive for me. So I'm winning through the middle portion of the game here. And as I think I said this during the game, black just played a lot of slow moves. We see the first second line move here, and eventually it's a second line move around move 30 here, where the win rate just jumps up to 90% in my favor and stays that way. But here, let's look at a few interesting points along the way. It actually, here when he attached on top, I did the Hane, which I think is a pretty natural move, but it wants to push, and if he blocks, it wants to keep pushing, and then when he finally covers the corner, then come back and Hane. And it's certainly a better looking result for me. Then here, what is that? Ah, yeah, this is the first. There's several examples in this game where I had these free Ataris and I didn't take them, but I just played the connection here, which is certainly a very solid move. But I could have played a little more aggressively with the Atari on this stone, and then later I could come back and fill in those cuts. I don't like to play this kind of move so often, but it just gives me a stone on the outside that I don't have in this formation. So it's basically a free move, and I might as well take it. And I missed several opportunities like that during the game. Let's see. Here's another suggestion. Yeah, there's another example where I just extended up here. Not a terrible move, and it's certainly solid, but the cut would have been interesting here. And I don't know if I would have calculated this all out, but he defends that stone. Well, what I saw was I didn't think I could really take that stone, but then I get the Hane on top here, and then I can connect like this, and so I get more influence the outside by sacrificing a little stone on the inside. So those little Ataris and cuts are things that I'm missing, not getting the best out of each play. Let's see here. Oh, and here's an example where I could have jumped in the corner. I mentioned this corner in the bottom right. He is, he's kind of far away from the corner, so it's still open to invasion here. And here's an opportunity. This doesn't live in the corner if black plays this right. But what white can do here is give up that stone. Once again, you throw a stone in there and sacrifice it, but you undermine the corner and you take away. So it's not such a big corner. We saw that turned into really a huge corner in the game, and here's a chance to nip that in the bud. Okay, but I was playing over here surrounding these stones. Again, it's not a terrible move, but I had better available. And here I thought this was interesting. I blocked on this side and eventually won this stone, so I kept my corner. The AI in this position would actually give up the corner, play here, and black can play there and live. I can block on the outside, black pulls back, and I can make a tiger's mouth. So it likes the outside influence and the surround on these stones, and it doesn't mind giving black giving black the corner there. And it's starting to turn in white's favor. The game is at this point. Um, Kind of interesting. Anyway, he played here, and and yeah, I just blocked this way. I mean, I played here. He crept in, I blocked, and then right around here, I think it's maybe the next move. Yeah, this next move is a minus 40% move. So the evaluation goes from about even to where he has only a 7% chance of winning. And, I just stay winning after this. So I played well through the middle part of the game. Again, there are these little places where I could improve, though. Once again, there's an example. What did I play here? Yeah, I played the Descent here, very solid, keeping these stones together. But I could have gotten a free move in here with the Atari on the outside. And then, I could even follow that up with the Descent if I wanted, although the AI wants to play this way, give up this stone and turn on these stones, which is pretty interesting. Grab there and capture these stones in the corner. So that's even better than what I played. But everything is winning for me here. It's just that I'm missing these little opportunities to play aggressively. Here I just connected, and actually I considered this one. Some of these moves I didn't even consider, but this one at least I considered. The drop down here, this turns out to be okay for me. What I was missing was that after he connects, I connect. He can't really cut here because this is not an Atari, and I can just catch his stone in, well, I just push it down and capture it. So that cut is actually protected. I kind of missed that idea. Otherwise, I would have played that way. It's a slight improvement over what I played. And then continuing on here, what's this move? Oh, this is interesting, yeah. So he just played the Hane here. I was wondering how to go after this corner, and I just pulled back here. And oh, this is fine. I get to surround on the outside, and it's a decent result. The AI would play more aggressively with another Hane here, and he can Atari and save the corner this way. But I think his stone gets cut off. Yeah, I capture this stone. If he saves the outside here, I capture this stone. So once again, this is an example of how I've reduced his corner. So how did that work? Yeah, it starts with the Hane. I give up this Atari here, so he gets a little more outside. But then he has to come back and protect, and then I can take this stone. So I reduce this corner, and of course that makes this wall of stones alive because it's connected to these stones, which are going to be alive, and it greatly reduces black's corner. So another example of how I could have gotten a big reduction on one of his corners. And I think the invasion on the right corner is still available at this point. Anyway, at this point I just pulled back. Continue on. One more example here. Yeah, another free Atari I could have played here. And I didn't, although I get that one in later. So that shows up as a good move, and I eventually play it. And this surround seems reasonable here. It wants me to continue to play over here before I play away. I took this point to Tanuki. I had this stone surrounded, I felt like, although it could still try and run out. I think it would run into trouble out here because it's got no friendly stones to run to. And so I just Tanuki at this point. But here might have been a good time to play one more move over here, and then I could Tanuki. The AI, I think, wants to play up in this area rather than where I played, but it does want a Tanuki at this stage. So close to the right idea. Anyway, I played here, and then we're coming up to one of these turning points. Yeah, here I guess I wasn't playing so accurately around the corner here. I could have Haned and gone into the corner this way. I just kind of covered on top and gave up this stone, which the AI would give up that stone as well, but it would Hane here and give up the stone and then go into the corner. And that's pretty big, although it does let this group out, but that's a huge reduction in the corner. So that's a good trade to let these guys out. I'm still connected over here. He can ruin any potential in this area, but I could still build a wall and have a lot of potential in this area. So as a trade, it's better for me to take the corner and give up any potential I had over here. So that was interesting. I didn't really think about that. I was thinking just locally of holding the line here. Let's come on. So there's a good example here where I just wasted a move. It's not a big deal, except that when the game gets close, these wasted moves matter. I'm playing an extra move there to make sure that stone doesn't go anywhere, but it has nowhere to run, and I really shouldn't be taking it. Instead, the AI is suggesting coming back to this corner and finishing up. Let's see, and then Black's best move. Actually, he can get back in the game here if Black were to play up here. So that's how close the game is at this point. A wasted move can get back to even. But anyway, he descended over here, another move on the second line at the wrong point in the game, and I'm back to winning again. And so I kept this win through the majority of the game, if you think about it, this midsection here. And I was feeling pretty good about the game as well. It just looked like this was too big an area and there was no way for him to really reduce it. And that seems to be the case. And let's see. This is another example of a... this is an interesting example of how I could have defended the center better. I kind of ignored these stones and jumped out over here, trying to reduce this area. But that let him extend. I could have let him turn here and attack my stones. I didn't realize how devastating this turn would have been. If I get this stone in ahead, I really wished I had a stone here later. If I could get this stone in here now, this would be a really good chance. Then, he can play these forcing moves. But his two stones are cut off. That was at the point where he had played these two. I didn't realize actually he had two forcing moves there, but I should have, because he's got this stone on the inside. But these stones have nowhere to go because I've already got the cutting stone in place. So that would have been good for me. Anyway, I played here, and we get to the point where he starts to invade over here. I'm still winning even after he pushes down, although this is cutting into my lead. But the real turning point in the game is this move here. And I have two ways to respond. You can see them. I can play here like I did and sacrifice these two stones, or I can hold on to the stones and let them connect. And in retrospect, it's kind of obvious that this is the better move. What I didn't see was that when he plays here and takes the two stones, when I play here and force him to take the two stones, not only has he connected through to this side, but this stone has come to life. So after I block here and he turns here, and I have no way of stopping these guys from connecting up. And maybe I could have blocked there at some point, but basically the problem is already in hand. There's weaknesses here and there, but it's this huge reduction that he got is the turning point of the game, and now he's better. Let's see, there was a chance here. Yeah, he actually didn't play the best move here when he pushed. He needed to follow up with the Hane here. Didn't really need to push there, or that was a small move compared to this Hane. So basically, this is the time to play those big in-game moves, and this is the biggest one, which I think is always interesting to look for those big in-game moves and see what the AI thinks is the big in-game move. Anyway, he pushed here and I blocked, and then right here is another example of a wasted move. I played the tiger mouth here, protecting this cut. If I had played this Hane, also the Hane was good at this point. I could have Hane'd back here as well. That would have been, it would not be winning for me. I would still be losing, but I'd be close. I would have better chances, but apparently even this move is even better, and gets me almost back in the 20 to 30% range there. So anyway, I continued here, and then it is just winning for black, although it's close enough, as we saw, it was just a 2.5 point game at the end, that there were a few endgame moves that could have swung it in my favor. So let's look at the endgame moves here. When he connected here, he really should have played the Hane on this underneath at 019. And when it's my turn, I should play the Hane there. This is the best move for me in this situation. And this is actually enough. The difference between this move and where did I play? I played here. Yeah, so the difference between those two moves is actually enough to swing the game. This would be winning for me, and the way I played it is losing. So it really is a very close game, and you've got to do those endgame moves in the right order. And let's go forward to see the next one. Yeah, let's see. I think this is a move for black. Yeah, once again, it's the same one. It's this Hane up here would make all the difference. And then is there another endgame move here I missed? Blocking here. Oh, well, this was just a question I had. I wasn't sure it was safe to block here, but it turns out it is. I played it safe and let him get another point or two there. But apparently, even with the best play, I could have blocked immediately and then gone like this. So maybe this would have changed it from a 2.5 point game to a 1.5 point game, but he's still actually winning here. Anyway, and then we just played the rest of the endgame out, and he won by 2.5 points. So a tough game, kind of interesting though. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.